Hi everyone, welcome back. So today we are going to create a custom MCP server. Before actually creating it, let us first understand why do we need it. Okay, so most of the services Salesforce has already exposed, like if you have to create a record, update a record, query a record, almost everything is already there as a standard MCP server Salesforce has created, and different tools Salesforce has already created. Let's say you hit a custom scenario where you do not have anything standard built in for. For example, let's say you have accounts. Account will have annual revenue. Okay, now there is something known as tier. Okay, so there are three tiers. You have tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, or maybe you can say gold, platinum, and silver, whatever. So there is logic for those tiers, like if annual revenue is greater than X amount, then it will be platinum. If it is greater than this, then it will be gold, and similarly silver. But this logic has not been covered in any formula field or any trigger as such, or there is no field as such tier on the account. What you want is, from your Claude you will send the account name, and you will create a service, or you can say a MCP tool, which will do the calculation and will return the tier associated with this account. So all the logic and everything will be done inside this MCP tool. It will not be stored anywhere in your Salesforce account object. There will be no field as such, the tier. You will get the account name, you will do the calculation in this MCP tool, and then you will return the tier associated with that account. So this is going to be our scenario. As there is no formula field or no logic we have in Salesforce for this, we are going to just expose it as an MCP tool, so that from the MCP client we will be able to just send the account name and get the tier of it. Okay, so for that, how we are going to do it, or what are the things we need to do, let me just write those down. In Salesforce, in order to do this, you'll have to create an MCP tool. This MCP tool is nothing but an Apex class exposed as global. So you will create an Apex class which will be exposed as global. This class should take input, which is account name, and will give output as account tier, and will hold the logic to calculate tier. Now this class is an MCP tool. Then you will need to create an MCP server and add this class as new MCP tool. From Claude side, you will create a custom connection and connect this with new MCP server, and then we will test it. Okay, so this is going to be the logic we will be doing. Now here in the developer console, I have already created this class. So let me just go to this and explain you what I have done in this class. So this class is nothing but a customer tier action, name of it, and it is global. All the variables, method, everything is global because we are going to expose it as an MCP server. So external tools need to access this. Now this has two wrapper classes. One is for request and other one is for the response. And also see that they both are invocable variables, so that we will expose them. Okay. Both of them have label and description. For account name it is required because everything works on the account name itself. If we don't have account name, it will not work because that's the base of the calculation. So in the request we only have one parameter, which is account name, but in response we have two parameters. We are sending customer tier as well as annual revenue, so that you'll also be able to verify, okay, that what is the annual revenue. In case you just send the tier, maybe it will be confusing for the client. Okay, make sure that whenever you write any class as an MCP tool or intend to make anything as an MCP tool, provide good label and description, because AI is going to read it, and based on these labels and description it is going to make a decision on what methods to call. So not only in method but also in the variables, make sure you do a proper description, because you will provide it, and if in case there is something missing, it will be able to provide you meaningful errors. Okay, so we have global class request. This is the request in wrapper class. This is the response. Okay, and then we have this method, which is main thing. This method will also have a label and description, and it is very important to have these labels and description, because AI is going to read it and will be able to decide on which method to call. There can be multiple APIs MCP tools you might have added in a particular server, and then based on that, based on these labels and description, it is going to make a decision about it. Okay, so this is the calculate tier method, which is going to take the request as an input, and then what we are doing, we are creating a set of strings account name, creating a map for the account name and the account object, putting everything in a map. Basically we are interested in annual revenue because that is going to make all the calculations for us. And then in the response we will loop through all the requests, all the and accounts we'll get. So this is going to be an object, list of object. So if account name is blank, then we will be sending as account not found on the tier field, okay, of response. But if we are able to find the account, in that case we will have the annual revenue. Whatever we are going to send in annual revenue as response, that will be the value of annual revenue associated with the account. And then we have couple of if else to calculate the customer tier. Like if it is more than 1 CR, the annual revenue more than 1 CR or equals to, then it is going to be platinum. If it is more than or equals to 10 lakh, then that is going to be gold. If it is more than or equals to 1 lakh, it is going to be silver, else it is going to be a bronze customer tier, and then we will send it, add it as a response. Okay, so this is how we will be returning all the responses. This is just a sample code, could be any custom logic based on your company's requirement, but this is how we are going to do it. So this account class is done. Don't worry about this, I'm going to put everything in the note section so that you will get this handmade. But if you want to write it from scratch, remember that should be global, should have invocable variables, method should be invocable method, should have a proper labels and description, method should also be global. All right, and if it is obviously invocable method, you might already know that this will take the list as a parameter, as an input parameter. Okay, so Apex class wise we are done. Let's go to MCP server and try to create a new Salesforce MCP server. Let's call it account tier calculation. Okay, let's copy the same in the description. Ideally should have a brief or better descriptions, but this is just a placeholder. Now your custom MCP server will be created, but it is not going to be active right now. What we are going to do, we will first add a tool here, and whatever Apex classes you have where you have exposed everything as an invocable method, you will be able to get those. So calculate custom tier, generate welcome method, get account health, all these are the Apex classes where we have used the invocable method and have marked them as the tool. So see, if you see the Apex class, you have not done anything additional to make it as a tool. It's just that you are using it as global, and you have invocable method where we have proper. If you see, this label is what you are getting in the selection list. Okay, calculate custom tier. Now once you do that, it will give you input schema and output schema. They both are going to be object, but in the input type of object you just have one property, which is account name. In the output you will be able to see two. One is annual revenue, other one is custom tier, customer tier. Okay, so that's how these are the things AI tool will read input and output and will be able to process your request. Alright, so my tool will also be saved. Alright, so what I need to do now is, there is only one tool I have added in this MCP server account tier calculation. I'll just activate it. And I will copy the server URL because this is needed in order to make a connection here. Then I'll go to Claude. If I go to connectors, you'll see that there is nothing like Salesforce. So there was we already connected with Salesforce, but limitation with free Claude account is that you can only have one custom connector. So I have deleted the previous one which we used to connect with the standard Salesforce MCP server. I'm going to do it from scratch again. Add a custom connector because we already had those remote settings, the secrets and tokens already stored. I'm not going to do it again, but here we are going to add is as Salesforce custom, or we can say dev org. If you're doing it for the first time, you can get it by when you create an external credential. We have already done it. You can see watch the third video where we have done all the Salesforce and Claude related setting. You will find the details there, but here you are going to provide the URL for the MCP server you have created, which we copied just a couple of minutes ago. That we are going to put here, and we will click on add, and then it will ask you to connect. For the first time you'll have to provide login. So we are going to do that, and the moment you do that, you'll be able to see that on the Claude you will get it connected. Let's click on Salesforce dev org. The connector has no tools available. Let me search that. Okay, let me come. Alright, let me just deactivate it for a second and see if the tool we were able to add properly or not. Just a second. So if we refresh this, oh come on, we have deactivated it already. Just a second guys, sometimes it just plays with us. Alright, so here you can see we have already deactivated it, but then it is again asking us to deactivate. Alright, let's just again try to see. So there are no tools. Let me add it again. Calculate custom tier. And save it. And then we'll verify it again. Yeah, it has one tool, which is, I think we just didn't click on the add button, and that is why it was not there. Alright, okay, so we have done it. Let's refresh this connector as well and see if we are able to get it. Let me refresh tool list. It should be visible now. Otherwise we'll disconnect and connect it again. Yeah, it is available. There is one tool. So here we'll have option to allow always or needs approval, or we'll block it. Maybe just click on allow always, and then let's go to projects. Let's create a new project and say Salesforce dev org. Okay, lead account tier. Maybe we'll go to account and just want to make sure that we have an account where we have the annual revenue in one of those. So if annual revenue is blank, then it will go to the default else statement and should put as bronze. Let me see. Can you give me account tier for account? Let's see if you get it. So you will find tools, and it was able to find the customer tier action as tool, and then it will send it. Let's see, let's wait for the response. Yep. So you can see now the account tier of a global tech Mumbai is bronze. Not that the annual revenue data wasn't available, so the note that it is also telling you, which is very important. Note that the annual revenue data wasn't available for this account, so the tier is based on whatever information Salesforce currently has on file. Let me know if you need anything else. Okay, so it is telling you that annual revenue was also blank. Now if I update it again, and then if I ask you, can you check again for the tier for same account? The updated account here for Global Tech Mumbai is Platinum with an annual revenue of 10 CR. It looks like revenue data is now available, which reflects the Platinum classification. Let me know if you need anything. So it is able to classify everything based on what you have written in your Apex class, and that's how we can use the Apex classes to create the custom tools. You can add multiple custom tools in a single server, and then based on that you can have your AI agents do the classification or do the findings for you. So this is how we're going to create the custom MCP server and MCP tool. I will try to create a mini project for this as well, so that we can do some more practice on the headless 360. Thank you everyone.